Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I need to talk about some licensing changes coming from Microsoft that I think a lot of MSPs are going to miss, but have the potential to create real billing headaches if you're not ready for it. So starting May 4th of this year, 2026, Microsoft is eliminating the free 30-day grace period for CSP subscriptions. And whether or not you're familiar with this, any Microsoft subscription you have today, when it goes up for expiration or renewal, but auto renewal is turned off, the customer can actually keep access there for about 30 days after you sort things out, and their services are deactivated after that time period. But up to this point in time, there was not a billing event, there was not as much pressure because you had that buffer in between the time that services were going to drop off. But effectively here, that's going away, and what's replacing it is a paid system called Extended Service Terms, or EST, that changes the default behavior in a way that could catch you off guard if you don't update your processes today. Now, here's the important caveat up front. This only affects those subscriptions where you have auto renew set to false. If your subscriptions are set to auto renew each year, nothing changes for you, business as usual. But if you're like a lot of MSPs I know and you use auto renew off as part of your renewal workflow, you need to pay attention because that workflow is about to cost you some money. So let's go ahead and dive in and understand these changes.
Okay, guys, so I wanted to bring a side-by-side comparison of what existing behavior has been for these subscriptions and what will be after May 4th of this year. So effectively here, this is I call the free grace period because whenever you had a subscription that expired where auto renew was off, you could keep that full access for 30 days and then, the access would be disabled after that and you weren't charged anything for that as well. Now, when a sub expires after this date, you as a partner must select one of three paths: renew, cancel, or EST, the extended service terms. And the default behavior, if you do not make a selection, is to flow you into the EST model. And so again, when you were during this period where you were in this 30-day buffer, you didn't have to pay any money. But now, when you're going into EST, you will pay the existing monthly rate of whatever subscription that is, plus a 3% uplift as part of that. And it says 23% if no monthly SKU, meaning there are some SKUs in Microsoft ecosystem that do not have a monthly term, all right, as an example. So that means you're paying 23% as part of that because it's technically an annual in that regard. But that's really big because, then, you're going into a billing motion without necessarily like saying, hey, we've got a contract for this with the customer. If you're an MSP out there that's managing this, right, as an example. But then when we talk about the auto renew off behavior, we get that grace period again. You can decide later. Ideally, you're deciding within a quick window, but this will auto enroll you into the EST plan within 24 hours unless you explicitly set it to cancel or obviously renew into that paid plan. And so you'll roll into this with this fee. And then after the grace period, you had the 30-day expired period and then 90-day window where everything was disabled, but admins could still access the portal in that disabled state, and then it would be deleted after that. Data would be removed. But within this situation, if you go into cancel, there's immediate service loss. And so that's very important to note as well. You do not have a grace period. If you choose this option and the customer said, hey, we're going to think about it, they're not going to be able to access their email the next day, right, on that renewal date. And then the EST is paid monthly until you say, I want to convert this into a standard subscription again, or I do actually want to cancel fully. And so the one type, as far as the cancellation option, the subscription winds down through the grace period life cycle. And this is your cancellation options, which is you can hard cancel, same day, services immediately turned off, or you can create this paid bridge if you need to wind things down. So this is pretty low risk in this sense. This is high risk on both ends because you got the billing risk and then you also got services shut off risk right as part of this. And so these are your three paths that you can choose. And this is, I'll get to this later in the video, but this is where I'd mention that if you work with a distributor today, they're going to have this built into their platform, and at least they should. And they'll likely have it as an option when you check out to say what term or what do you want to do if you have auto renew set to off. And then you could say, we want to cancel, we want to renew automatically, or, we want the EST, because you could want that, I guess, in some situations. I think you would try to avoid it and try to get the customer into a renewal, but this could be your buffer, right, versus turning off their access immediately. And then I wanted to talk about, again, more explicitly, once you get into EST, whether that's accidental or purposefully, what can you do from there? You could do nothing, and you just renew monthly. Billing continues. You could convert from EST to a standard subscription, and you get prorated credit for the EST for that month. You can convert from EST to standard subscription with changes. So you could update the terms, the seats, and you get a prorated credit as well here too. You could cancel the subscription, which is immediate cancel and you lose service, but you do get the prorated credit. And then you could stay in EST but make no changes. You could add seats, etc. But that's actually not possible, right? You can't actually make changes while you're in EST, which is another big asterisk to this. And by the way, these prorated credits might be also like the distributor you're working with might choose to grant you those or not. Like that's always been a thing. And then schedule a cancellation or conversion at the end of the term. You can schedule the change for the end of the current EST month. So let's say, hey, we're going to go through this EST, then we're going to go back into our normal plan with adjustments and seat terms, things like that, just so we don't incur a prorated credit because we want to start on the first of the month or whatever it might be, right, in that situation. So the gotcha here, obviously, is that, if you set to auto-renew to false, it's no longer enough to, stop that subscription. In this particular case, you also have to, if you're a direct CSP, if you're using APIs, you have to send this scheduled actions to cancel, or you have to set that with your distributor at part of that, or in the Partner Center UI, right? If you're using Partner Center to do that. And the big thing here, is that you get that bill, that's coming to you and potentially a surprise invoice if you're not aware for this or aware of that right now.
All right, so what should you actually do about this? I want to provide you guys a basic checklist that you can hopefully follow here to help you guide you through your existing subscriptions today and the actions you want to take. First and foremost, you want to audit those existing subscriptions. Go through your customer base and identify every subscription where auto-renew is set to false today. For each customer, decide, should it renew, should it cancel, or does the subscription or customer genuinely need more time? Partner Center is supposed to have a data export of all available EST eligible subscriptions to help with this. Number 2, set explicit cancellation actions. For anything that you want to end, do not just leave auto-renew to off. You have to explicitly set it to cancel at the end of the term. This is the only way to avoid automatic EST enrollment and the charges that come with it. Number 3 is talking to your distributor. They're managing this for you. They should have education behind how they're going to operate behind this. If you're buying your licensing through a distributor like Paxate or SureWeb or TD or Ingram or anyone else, you need to check with them on how this is going to work in their platform. The end of term options, the cancellation workflows, the EST behavior may look different depending on your distributor's portal than what you get in Partner Center directly if you're a direct Microsoft partner today. Number 4 is updating your internal processes. If you have an existing SOP today for how you procure subscriptions or how you go ahead and cancel them, it's likely that you're going to need to update this for these newer selections as part of that. And whether you want to decide if you're going to enroll somebody into a paid EST plan after the subscription is canceled or expires, if it is not set to auto renew. So update your documentation, update your checklist, and make sure your entire team knows. So number 5 here is talking to your customers. Don't wait on this. Your customers need to know that letting a subscription lapse is no longer meaning that they have 30-day grace period to figure things out. If they need time to decide, that time now costs money. So get ahead of that conversation. I've actually put together a blog post with 2 email templates that you can use, one for general advisory to your whole customer base and one for targeted outreach to customers with subscriptions that are coming up for renewal. I'll link that in my blog post in the video description here.
Okay, guys, as we wind down here, I just want to give you guys, as we send off, the key dates that you need to pay attention to. Technically, they're backfilling this starting in April 2025. So if you purchased or renewed on or after this date, you're subject to the EST rules. But if you have a subscription that was purchased before that, it is going to still flow into the grace period as next renewal piece of this. And this is where this gives me flashbacks of NCE, and it's honestly triggering. Hope maybe it is for you guys too, but hopefully this helps because this is driving a lot of complexity depending on how you guys manage your customers today. But just note that this is when the eligibility period where they're subject to the ST rules start. Sandbox testing, this is more so for distributors, but if you're a direct CSP, you can also do sandbox testing with the APIs that you would set to say this is going to automatically cancel, it's not going to go into EST, or it's going to, we're going to dictate that after the fact. This backfill conversion, Microsoft auto-converting eligible auto-renew off subscriptions to EST, specialized offers March 1 through March 8th. This is something I'll link more documentation in as well, but effectively, this is going to have the system convert eligible subscriptions for EST from their auto renew false settings to EST, right, as part of this. And then on production layer here, can go in and you can select the end of term pass that will go live in Partner Center. So you can dictate, hey, I want it to cancel. I want it to, do whatever in this particular case. So you have some decisions to make. And, like I mentioned in the recommendations, it's really good that you go audit your customers, right, that are set to auto renew false as part of this. And then the enforcement date is May 4th, like we've been talking about, where this 30-day grace period is officially discontinued. So that's everything I had for you guys. I'm sorry if this ruined your day, just because of the complexity, but hopefully a lot of you guys maybe have auto renew turned on. But I just know most MSPs don't, because it's contractual liability before you've gotten things signed off with on the customer side. So hopefully this helps. I'll try to keep this up to date, my blog up to date, because Microsoft typically, as Microsoft does, changes it 20 times before it's actually released, or maybe changes the dates. So we'll see, but I'll try to keep you guys informed. But feel free to post any questions about this in the comments. And otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one.